Hey guys, welcome to my effing channel, or welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about my whole entire SARPE surgery / palatal expander experience from start to finish. Literally from the first day that I walked into my orthodontist office until the very last day that my tooth gap closed. So y'all are gonna be getting all the juicy deets. I guess this is kind of a story time. I don't really know, but I'm just hoping that maybe this can seal the deal for people who are looking to do this or drive them away, who knows. But I do want to say straight off the bat that it was overall a good experience, even though there were definitely tough times. In the end, it was all worth it and I do not regret it one bit. So I just want to say that from the start. So I'm going to be getting into this, but first I do want to ask you guys if you want me to do a Q&A on SARPE surgery / palatal expanders. If you guys have questions for me, I'd be really down to do a video like this. So unfortunately, I do not have a community tab, so I can't make a post so that you guys can ask questions under. So what I'm gonna do is make a story on my Instagram, and I'm gonna ask you guys to ask me questions under that story, and then I'll take all those questions and make a video out of that. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's @_mandydel. And I'm only gonna do it if I get like at least 10 questions, so if you really want this video, make sure to go over and do that. Anyways, so without any further ado, let's get right into this. So once upon a time, I walked into my orthodontist office. Wait, hold up. Even before that, I just want to give a little bit of backstory on how I even found my ortho. So I did not just go with the first ortho that I found. I actually had to go through, I think, at least 4 orthos before I found the one. Essentially what I did to find this ortho is I typed up on Google best orthos near me and they popped up and they had 5 stars. They had really good reviews. Everyone was saying how good they were, and I was like, okay, like I could see myself going with them. So I decided to take a consultation with them first. So I did go to multiple orthodontist consultations just so I get multiple point of views on my specific case. And I'm not going to lie, in the beginning I was kind of looking for someone who was maybe had a reasonable price. I was kind of looking for someone more affordable, but it was just a little messy because I went to 3 different orthos before my current one and they all told me different things. And so that was very confusing to me because I'm like, who knows best? I don't know. You know, they're all good in their own practice, but if they're telling me different things, this is very conflicting to me. And I realized at the end of the day, I do not want to cheap out on something like this. And I realized it was best to go with the best one for me and just disregard price. Obviously, this is expensive enough. This is already a big investment. No matter what ortho you go to, it is gonna cost a lot of money. So I was like, I might as well just get the best ortho for me and at least know that I'm getting the best treatment and it'll be worth it in the end, you know, paying a bigger price or whatever. But my ortho that I'm with now wasn't necessarily the most expensive one either. So just because someone's rated 5 stars or whatever doesn't mean that they'll be super expensive. So I went to my current orthodontist for a consultation and I went in and the office was so nice. There's windows everywhere. You can see like all around the building. It's really nice place, professional, clean. Everyone was so friendly. really freaking nice, and like right off the bat I had a really good vibe when I went in there. So what they did is they sat me down on their chair, they took pictures of my teeth, and the ortho looked at my teeth thoroughly. I was like, whoa, they did so much more than one of the other offices that I went to, because I went to one and they literally just, I think I was in and out in like 10 minutes. Like, they did not do anything that this ortho did. They didn't take any pictures at all, and what they told me they were gonna do did not sound nearly as convincing. They basically just said they would extract a few teeth and then put on braces and I would be good. Knowing what I know today, what my current ortho office, you know, has educated me about, that would have not solved my problem. Anyways, I digress. I'm gonna stop talking about the other orthos that I went to. I can get into that more in detail when I do my full braces experience video, but for this, I'm just gonna focus on what my current ortho told me about SARPE and whatnot. So I was really happy with what they were telling me. At the end of the consultation, they even made like a document with a picture of my teeth and explaining the issues like crowding here, and you could tell like everything was really well made and well thought through. So I was like, okay, I'm going with them. Like, I feel really comfortable with them. Love how they're explaining everything to me, until they told me that I would have to do not one but two different jaw surgeries. And I was like, surgery? I've never done that. I've never ever gotten a surgery, and I was like, I'm healthy, I'm good, like I just want braces. Like, I'm not trying to go through 2 surgeries. Like, what the heck? And I'm not gonna lie, like when they told me that, I was kind of panicking and I did not know if I would go with them, because in my head I was like, I just want straight teeth. Point is, I didn't want to go through all that stuff, but I didn't know about everything going on in my mouth. I had no idea that my jaw was that narrow, because I just looked at myself every day and I was like, I don't know, it's just me. Like, I never thought that there was really a huge issue with my jaws until they really showed me. They took a picture and you could see how narrow it looked, like a literal triangle. And I say that in every single one of my palatal expander videos. Like, it was a triangle and I never knew, like I never noticed it before, because that's just what I was used to. And comparing it to, say, like a normal sized palate, oh my god, it's black and white. Like, there's such a difference. But I didn't know that at the time. So that's when my orthodontist told me straight up, he's like, I want to give you the best treatment that you can get, but I can't do that for you if you can't do those jaw surgeries, because only braces alone would not solve your problem. It would be useless at the end of the day to just do braces. My bite would still be messed up, misaligned, and it might even be worse, honestly, just putting braces. Even right now, this is not the finished product. I still need to do a double jaw surgery, because as of now, my bite does not fit together at all. I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Imagine if I did not do my SARPE surgery. It would probably be even worse than how it is right now. So my ortho was so right for telling me this, and it took an open mind, but I realized, you know what, he's right. I do want the best treatment that I can get for myself, and if it means having to go through those surgeries, at the end of the day, like, I do want the best for my jaw, my teeth. I want to be my best self, right? And you can't half-ass something like this. It's literally life-changing, so you want to do this right. So I ended up accepting, and I booked my first appointment to get my spacers in, and once I got my spacers in, I think I had to wait a couple days, and then I had an appointment to get my palatal expander in and my braces in. So I went to get my palatal expander on and my braces on September 4th, 2019, and I filmed it. It's actually one of my first videos that kind of took off my channel, if you will, and I just filmed it because getting braces was literally my dream, and I was like, I have to freaking film this awesome, life-changing moment in my life. And I just uploaded it to YouTube because at the time I was like, why not? It's a super exciting moment in my life, and I don't know, I just want it there so I can look back on this. And I didn't really think too much about it. I didn't think there was a whole community around like braces and whatnot. I had no idea that people would be genuinely interested in this, but apparently so, since apparently over 4,000 people were interested. But if you guys want to go check out that video, I vlogged my entire appointment getting braces for the first time. I even cried, no clickbait. So when they installed my palatal expander and my braces, they were only sitting in my mouth. I couldn't do any turns yet for my expander or anything until I got the SARPE surgery. So I had to wait until after my SARPE surgery to be able to turn my expander because I was over 18. So once you're an adult, your maxillary suture fuses and you cannot use an expander without having a SARPE surgery, because the bone is stuck like that. Whereas when you're a kid, your maxillary suture is still malleable, so they are able to get a palatal expander. I asked my ortho, I was like, could I get a palatal expander without getting the surgery? And he was like, no, not when you're over 18, and you know, maybe even before, a little bit before 18, it might be fused. If I got a palatal expander without getting the SARPE surgery, my teeth would just move outwards, but it would not widen my palate. It would not work. That's what my ortho told me. That's what I also researched online. Apparently some people think that you can still get a palatal expander when you're an adult, but from what I've been told, it does not work without getting a SARPE surgery where they cut down the middle and right here, I believe, so that your upper jaw can expand. And I just want to mention that getting a palatal expander and braces was definitely life-changing as well the first couple days that I got it, because I had to totally relearn how to eat, how to speak. It was so different. I had no idea how to eat and whatnot. With the palatal expander, I had such a freaking lisp, but I explained in one of my videos that I made, and I'm gonna link up here. Every video that I refer to, I'm gonna leave the link up here or there so that you guys can check it out for yourselves. But I explained how I was finally able to, you know, eat and talk right, and you basically just adapt to it naturally. Like, I know it might feel impossible in the beginning, but trust me, you learn how to adapt to it, and it just kind of becomes part of your mouth at some point. But you just have to learn how to live with it, and trust me, I've lived with it for, I think it was 9 months. I had to have a palatal expander in my mouth, and oh my god, I was so happy to get that thing out. But it was definitely worth it, and once you get used to it, it's not that bad. Just make sure you eat, you know, foods that you can chew properly and whatnot, because there were quite a few foods that I could not really eat while having all these things in my mouth. But soft foods are the easiest way to go when you're first trying to learn how to eat, and I learned how to eat with a vegan shepherd's pie. And so my orthodontist referred me to an oral surgeon, one of the best. He's really good at what he does. He knows what the hell he's doing. Went to go see him for the first consultation, and I had some people come with me for mental support because oh my gosh, I was freaking nervous about surgery. Like, yes, I did agree to it, but I was like so nervous. That really triggered my anxiety, and yeah, I'm gonna get into that later. But if you're really nervous, don't worry, I sure was. That's pretty much why I'm making this video, to kind of reassure you guys and let you know like you're not alone. Like, I had to go through all this crap, and I didn't know anyone around me who had to do this, to be honest. So I referred to YouTube videos just like you guys and binge watched a ton, and that felt a bit better for me because I kind of knew what I would be getting into and I could kind of mentally prepare and whatnot. If you guys want to binge watch my braces slash palatal expander slash SARPE surgery videos, I made a whole playlist called Ortho Tings, so go check that out. It can really help you mentally prep and in the same time ramp up my watch hours, so it's a win-win. So I went to see the surgeon. He explained everything that he would be doing, and we kind of talked about both surgeries, and then we focused more on the SARPE since that was the first one that I would be getting. And so they put me on the waiting list for a surgery date at a hospital near me, and this hospital was pretty close to where I live, so that was really convenient. Me and the people that came with me kind of just asked all our questions, and oh my gosh, that poor soul, I asked him so many freaking questions. But hey, it was my first time ever getting a surgery, okay? Like, I needed to know the deets about how they're putting me to sleep, like this and that. If I remember correctly, I think the hospital called me to let me know when my surgery date was, and it ended up being on October 7th, 2019. And in the same time, they gave me a pre-op appointment at the hospital that I had to go to before the surgery. So I had a pre-op appointment at the hospital and at my oral surgeon's office. So I went to both pre-ops. The one at my oral surgeon's was just us going over a few things. Also, I forgot to mention that when I went for the consultation at my oral surgeon's, they took x-rays of, I think, my entire head and my jaw so that they could see exactly what's going on there. And they took actual pictures of my face, side profile, and everything. So I will be showing that. I'll be showing then before I got SARPE and now what my side profile and front looks like. That was pretty much it for the pre-op at my oral surgeon's. When I went for the pre-op at the hospital, I had to go get blood tests first. After that, I spoke to a nurse. She asked me a bunch of questions about my health. And then last, I got to see a doctor there, and I believe he was an anesthesiologist, and he basically told me how they were gonna put me to sleep and the type of, you know, drugs they would give. And I basically asked him a couple questions, and that was pretty much it for the pre-ops. And they gave me instructions on what to do the night before the surgery, the time, blah blah blah. And so fast forward to October 7th at midnight, I was not allowed to eat or drink. So I ate and drank. I think I had like a good meal that I wanted to eat because I would not be able to eat for like 2 weeks after the SARPE surgery. So I had a bone mass meal, and then I drank a lot, and at midnight I had to stop completely. I can't remember at what time we went to bed, but I think we went to bed fairly early, me and my boyfriend, because he was gonna take me in the morning. And we woke up at like 5 a.m, had 4 hours of sleep. To be honest, I think it was the adrenaline, because I was tired but in the same time not, because I knew I had to do this thing. So like I was running off of adrenaline, anxiety. Yeah, not great. But we woke up at 5 because we had to be at the hospital at 6:45. Actually, I think we woke up at 5:30. I don't know, but it was so freaking early. So my boyfriend drove me to the hospital. He came with me and we had to take like a number and wait, and then they finally called my name. They took my Medicare card, stuff like that. And then I was finally assigned to a bed in the recovery room. So I went to the bed and they gave me a robe that I had to change into, not a robe, but like a hospital gown. What the hell, a robe? I'm not a spa, but yeah, a hospital gown. And I changed into that and I made a TikTok in the bathroom. Like right before surgery. I did not care in the moment. Like, I don't know why. I wasn't even nervous. I was like making a TikTok, like filming for the vlog. Oh yeah, by the way, I vlogged my entire SARPE surgery. Definitely go check that out because that was really like in the moment type thing. But I love that I can, you know, do this now a year and a few months later, because I can really look back and tell you guys what really happened. If you want to see how I felt, you know, every single day while recovering, definitely go check that out in Order Things. I changed into the gown and me and my boyfriend were just waiting for them to call me, and then that's when the stress and the anxiety hit me and I kind of had a little breakdown. And then out of nowhere the nurse pops up. He's like, okay, we're ready. And I'm like, I didn't even have time to finish my breakdown. I just had to wipe my tears and go. I'm ready. I had to lie down in the recovery bed. He rolled it into this room. It had like a huge metal door that opened, and my boyfriend was like standing by the side. On my way rolling in, I was just looking at my boyfriend standing by the door like, yo, like I hope I don't die. Like I hope I come out of this freaking room okay. Scary because I knew that at that moment I was going to be alone. I did not have my boyfriend there for emotional support, so that's okay. I'm an independent woman, I can handle myself. But so once we were past that metal door, they placed me in this hallway, and there was the surgery room over there, and then there were other rooms. I guess there were other surgery rooms, but they basically just placed my bed on the side in the hallway, and then they called in another patient who was getting a surgery and they rolled that person in. So there was another person waiting too, and that's when the nerves started hitting me. One of the nurses asked me, are you okay? Are you cold? I was like, no, I'm just really nervous. And he was really nice. He was like, oh, you don't have to be nervous, you know, it's fine. Like, oh my god, just thinking about this, I'm like low-key trembling.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
So they placed the IV in my hand. I think it was this hand. I think it was just like the end to place the IV in. I don't know, I really don't know the technical terms, but they put something in my hand so that later on they can stick the IV in it. I was just chilling, waiting there, and my whole body just started to shake uncontrollably. My legs were like shaking and I'm like, oh my god, like I can't control it. I literally could not control it, and I was kind of having an anxiety attack. I don't know, but I could not control my body. And they were asking me like, are you cold? Are you cold? And I'm like, no, like this is just, I'm just very nervous. Like literally my chest hurts just thinking about this. I don't know, I was just really scared in the moment because humans are scared of the unknown, right? And I had no idea what being put to sleep was like. I think that scared me the most because you just totally lose control of your body. I just did not know what was gonna happen. I was just very, very anxious. But thankfully I had my little husky Stuffy with me and I was squeezing the shit out of it because that's what helps me when I have anxiety, is to like squeeze someone's hand or like squeeze something, like hold something. I guess it just kind of distracts my mind. I got a lot of compliments actually about that Stuffy. Everyone was like, it's so cute, like blah blah blah. So when I was lying down, there was a few nurses asking me questions about my health, and then the anesthesiologist came in and told me what drugs they would give me, how they would put me to sleep again, and stuff like that. And then right before I went into the surgery room, I just remember my oral surgeon coming to say hi to me with his MacBook or something. I was like, oh, okay. One of the things that bothered me a little bit though is that one of the nurses asked me if someone in my family has like reactions to drugs and whatnot, and I said that yes, a couple of my family members, you know, have bad reactions to codeine, so I'd prefer not to be given codeine. They were like, okay, alright. And then once the anesthesiologist came, he came to talk to me and stuff, I told him the same thing, and the nurse saw my hand and saw that where they placed the IV, I guess, my hand started swelling up and was red and whatnot. The man nurse was like, oh, I don't know. She said that, you know, her relatives have a bad reaction to this, like blah blah blah, and like it was kind of scaring me in the moment, you know, like they were talking about that right in front of me, and I was like, I'm already crippled with anxiety, like you telling me that there might be an issue right before I go into surgery is like, I don't know, that was not helping at all, but everything ended up being fine though. But yeah, that was one of the things that I did not like. So they finally rolled me into the surgery room, and I thought it was so weird that I physically had to get out of the recovery bed and put myself onto the surgery table with my arms like this. Like, I just found it so weird to like place myself on the surgery table. I guess it makes sense, but I never did that before. I basically just lied down there and they put the IV in, and the nurse was like, okay, we're gonna put this oxygen mask on your face. Take deep breaths. I breathed in and out, and then they were like, I think they said take a deeper breath because I didn't fall asleep yet. And then I finally breathed in and out, and then I was out.